Hello friends, I am Neeta Kulkarni and today we are going to discuss about optical networks. So it is related with chapter number 5. Chapter number 5 is divided into two parts. First part in that is optical amplifiers and second part is related to optical networks. So in this lecture we are going to discuss the basic concept related to optical network. Introduction of optical network we will consider. So let us first see what is the concept of optical network. So optical network is a communication system that uses the light signal instead of electronic signal to send information between two or more number of points. So simply speaking, optical network is nothing but it is network of particular stations, and in that network the information signal is transmitted in the form of light and it is passed through fiber optic cable. So in conventional network the information is transmitted in the form of electrical signal and it is transmitted with the help of the coaxial cables. Here in optical network the electrical signal is replaced by light signal and the coaxial cables are replaced by the optical fiber cables. So, if we see the definition once again, it is a communication system that uses light signal instead of electronic signal to send information between two or more points. So, here the points can be computer in office, or it can be large urban centers, or even nations in global communication. So, between these points the information can be transmitted. So by using the optical network you can transmit the signal between two computers, between two systems, between two buildings, between two large urban centers, or even in the between two nations in global communication system. The another definition is also considered. It is a type of data communication network built with optical fiber technology. It utilizes optical fiber cable as a primary communication media and it is also known as a photonic network. So as the information is transmitted in the form of light, the optical network is also known by the name as photonic network, and main communication media used in the optical network is optical fiber cable. So this is about the definition of optical network. There is one more definition related to optical network that we are going to see in detail in the next coming points in the chapter. But here just we will see the definition of optical interface, because that is also important term used in optical network. So optical interface is a point in a optical communication link where a signal is passed from one equipment or medium into another equipment or medium without conversion into electrical signal. So another definition is of optical interface. So optical interface is a point in optical communication link where the signal is passed from one equipment to the another equipment without its conversion in the form of electrical signal. So we will see that point in detail in next lecture, what is the concept of optical interface. Here just we will understand the definition. It is a point of communication between two equipments through optical fiber cable, that is called as the optical interface. So if we see the basic diagram of optical network, or what is the configuration of optical network, it is as shown in the diagram. So here four stations are connected with the help of optical networks. Station 1, 2, 3 and 4. Those are connected to the nodes. So whatever are the circles, those are called as the nodes. So through the nodes, the stations are communicating with each other, and the nodes are connected to each other with the help of fiber optic cable, which are named or which are known by the name as trunks. So trunks are nothing but the fiber optic cable. Through this fiber optic cable, the nodes are connected with each other, and the nodes are connected to the station. So the signal flow will like this. Station will send the signal. Suppose station 1 wants to communicate with station 2. So In that case, the station 1 will send the signal to the node 1, then through the optical fiber cable the signal is sent from node 1 to node 2, which is related to station 2, and the signal is transmitted to the station 2. So in this way the signal transmission takes place from station 1 to station 2 in case of the optical networks. And the trunks are nothing but these are the transmission media. Here in optical fiber network, the trunks are nothing but it is optical fiber cable. That is the basic diagram of optical networks. So here if we see the terms in detail, stations serve as source and destination of information being transmitted or received. So stations are the devices that are used by the users of the network. For example, the stations can be computers or it can be any telecommunication device or any point which can be called as a user. That is the station, its ultimate point where the service will be provided. Trunk means it is a transmission line, that is in case of optical network it is optical fiber cable in order to transmit the optical signal. A network is composed of one or multiple trunks for transmission over a large distance, that is trunk. Then node is nothing but node acts as a hub or multiple transmission line inside the network. So it is the connection between the station and the trunk line. Node acts as a hub or multiple transmission line inside the network. In case of single transmission line, optical network doesn't require nodes, as in this case the stations at both the ends can be directly connected to the fiber cables. That is the node. Topology. So the next term related to optical network is topology. So when multiple fiber cables are employed in optical network, then these are connected through nodes. So when multiple fibers are used in the optical network, these are connected through nodes, but the way in which multiple nodes are connected together, that denotes the topology. So topology means it is the way in which the optical fibers are connected with each other. That is the concept of topology. So we are going to consider the different topologies used in the optical network. Then the next definition, it is router. It is basically placed inside the optical network that provides a path for signal transmission. It is placed inside the optical network that provides a path for signal transmission. So when the signal is transmitting through the optical network, the router guides for the path of the signal to transmit in the optical network. So these are the basic terms in the optical network architecture: stations, trunks, nodes, topologies and routers. So this is the basic concept of optical network. Next we will see what are the different topologies used in the optical network. So as we have discussed, topology is nothing but it is the way in which the different stations are connected to each other. So we will consider the different topologies used in the optical network. So mainly 4 types of topologies are used in the optical network: bus topology, ring topology, star topology and mesh topology. So we will see the topologies one by one. Bus topology. So based on the structure or based on the nature of the shape, these titles are given. So bus topology. In bus topology, the various nodes are connected through a single trunk line with the help of the optical couplers. So if we see the diagram of bus topology, the multiple stations are connected to each other in a single line, that is called as the bus. So in the diagram, the squares indicate the stations or users and the circles indicate the couplers. So we have seen what is the concept of optical coupler. Optical coupler is a device which is used to combine the multiple signals, as well as it is used to split the multiple or split a single signal into multiple signals. So when we say the stations are connected through the couplers and the couplers are connected in a single line, that is the concept of bus topology. The various nodes are connected through a single trunk line with the help of the optical couplers. This allows a convenient as well as cost effective method to transmit the signal. However, in a bus topology, it is difficult to determine the faulted node, as well as it also takes time to restore the transmitted signal from that particular node. So the advantage is that the construction or the method, it is simple, but in this case, if there is any problem in some of the node, it is difficult to find out which node it is having the problem. That is the concept of bus topology. Then the next type of topology, it is ring topology. So as the name itself indicate, the stations are connected in the shape of ring structure. So in the diagram, if we see, the stations are connected to the couplers and couplers are connected to each other in a ring shape. So the structure looks like a ring, so it is called as a ring topology. The stations are connected to each other one by one, and the last station is connected to the first station. So we can say like it is a closed loop. So in bus topology, it is connected one after another. Here also first station is connected to second, second is connected to third, but it is in a loop structure. So last station, it is ultimately connected to the first station. That is the concept of the ring topology. Here the ring topology, it is most commonly used in the practical optical networks. So FDDI, that is one of the majorly used optical network. In FDDI also the ring topology, it is used. So second type of topology is ring topology. Now third, it is star topology. So star topology uses the star coupler at the center. So in types of couplers we have seen, star coupler, it is nothing but it contains multiple number of fibers connected at a single point. It is called as a star coupler. So in star connection, the various nodes of the network are connected together with a single central hub. This central hub then controls and directs the transmitted optical signal inside the optical network. So this is the concept of star topology. At center, star coupler it is used, and to that star coupler the different stations are connected. So each station, it is centrally connected with the star coupler. So the central star coupler, it is acting as a central hub or center to which different stations are connected. That is the star topology concept. Then next, it is mesh topology. So mesh topology is an arbitrary connect, or in mesh topology, an arbitrary connection is formed between the nodes in the network. So we can say that the point to point connection can be changed according to the application. This shows a flexible nature of star topology, as in case of failure of one node, others can be used for the transmission. So in this, the arbitrary connection, it is found between the different nodes. In case if there is problem in a particular node, in that case the alternative connection can be used. That is the concept of the mesh topology. So these four topologies are used in the optical network: bus topology, ring topology, star topology, and mesh topology. So out of this, most commonly the ring topology, it is used in the optical networks. That is the thing that we have to remember. So we have seen definition of optical network, diagram, what are the basic elements, which topologies are used in the optical networks. Next we will see what are the categories of optical network, or how mainly the optical networks are classified. So The categories of optical networks are based on the areas that connects the user or areas that connects the user of the network. So we can simply say how much area it is covered by that particular optical network. That is based on that there are different categories of the optical network. So there are four types of optical networks mainly: LAN network, campus network, MAN network and WAN network. So LAN stands for local area network, campus network, MAN stands for metropolitan area network and WAN stands for wide area network. So as we discussed, it is classified based on what is the coverage area of that particular network. So first we will see LAN. So all of us are knowing that LAN is local area network and it provides the interconnection of users that are present in localized areas like building, a department or an office. So it is connecting a endpoints within a short distance. So it provides the interconnection of users that are present in localized areas. So the area of coverage it is small, that's why it is called as the localized areas like building, a department or an office. And for the common example of LAN, it is Ethernet. So in LAN, the users are permitted to share the resources together like servers, etc. These are personally owned by organization. It is quite inexpensive. So as the coverage area it is less, it is inexpensive, and the ownership or authorities related to this LAN it is with a particular organization. So if in our college we are using the LAN network, related to that whatever are rules and regulations, those authorities are with our college only. That is the LAN concept. Next it is campus network. So this is also small area network, but coverage area it is more as compared with the LAN. So this network category it is formed by the interconnection of multiple LANs. So if we combine the multiple LAN networks together, that is forming the campus network. This is basically extended to a large level but is still confined within a localized area, and it is also governed by a single organization. So it is combination of multiple LAN structure. The concept it is same as LAN. It is also owned by a particular organization, but just the difference it is the coverage area it is more as compared with the LAN in case of the campus network. Then third it is metropolitan area network. It covers a greater area than a campus network. It permits the interconnection between several buildings. Those are present in different cities. So LAN network, campus network, their coverage area it is less. As compared with that, area covered by MAN network it is more. So it can connect the buildings between the different cities. That is the example it is given. These are controlled by several communication organizations. So as LAN campus network area it is small, those can be controlled by a single institution. But here as in metropolitan area network the coverage area it is more, so it is controlled by several communication organizations. Then the next type of network it is wide area network, that is nothing but WAN. So WAN it provides interconnection of users from neighboring cities as well as cross country regions. It is employed to establish communication over a large geographical distance, and it is controlled by some private companies. So WAN it is giving the largest coverage distance as compared with LAN, campus network and MAN network. So coverage area by WAN it is more. So it provides the interconnection of users from neighboring cities as well as cross country regions. So even in the different countries, by using this WAN network, the networking can be done, and so it is controlled by some private companies. So these are the four types of networks: LAN, campus network, MAN, and WAN network. So these are classified based on their coverage areas. So in that, less area it is covered by LAN and maximum area it is covered by the WAN network. Then next point, if we see the advantages of optical network over the conventional network, so the advantages are: it provides high bandwidth. So bandwidth offered by the optical network, it is more as compared with conventional network. It is allowing for long distance transmission. So it is possible to have long distance transmission with less loss in case of optical network as compared with the conventional network, and it is providing the flexibility, or we can say it is more flexible as compared with the conventional network system. So these are the, again, if some of the parameters, if we consider the complexity of the system, it is less because the optical fiber, it is having less weight, and its size, it is also small. It is free from electrical interference. If we consider all the advantages of optical fiber, by considering that optical networks are less complex as compared with the previous conventional networks. So these are the advantages of optical networks. So basically in this session we have covered the basic concept related to optical network. In next lecture we are going to see one specific type of optical network, that is SONET and SDH, where SONET stands for synchronous optical network and SDH stands for synchronous digital hierarchy. So these two specific points in optical network are there that we are going to cover in the next lecture. In this lecture we have basically seen the basic concept of optical network or introductory points related to optical network. What is the concept of optical network, how it works, what is its diagram, what are the main points, what are the different topologies used in the optical network, different types of the optical network, and advantages of the optical network. So this is the basic lecture related to introduction of optical networks. Okay, thank you.